What's going on, people? In this episode, we're gonna be checking out a Gibson Les Paul Studio. I'm Jorge Lanzas, and now we break it down, baby. Alright, thank you so much for being here once again, and remember, like, subscribe, and do all those cool little things that we like to do on YouTube so you and I can stay in touch with each other, okay? And without further ado, let's go. I got right here in my hands Gibson Les Paul Studio. In this case, we have it in the Bourbon Burst color. And this is like a Sweetwater special thing. So it does have a few little features that are special about it. And there's a few little things that I modified. So let's take those out of the way first, okay? First and foremost, I changed the speed knobs that it came with. I don't know. I have like a thing against speed knobs maybe because I don't really like them. Whatever. But here they are. I changed it for this like gold bonnet, like 50s style kind of looking thing, because I thought that they would look good with Bourbon Burst, and I think they do. It's got this nice little flame top, as you can see right here. Oh, wait. More modifications. Of course, the eagle eye amongst you probably already checked out that I took the pick guard off.
Yes, I did.
I think that the pick guard was getting on the way of this beautiful flame, as you can see in this angle. It's, I think, the reverse chevron, I want to say. I don't know. I get confused because chevron, like the logo is like this, but they say, and then reverse chevron, I would think that that's the way, but I don't know. You Gibson fans, let me know about this, please. But here you go. You can see that. It's like nice flame. It's supposed to be a AA maple flame top, but there's parts of it, like for example, right here between the pickups, it's like super deep, like super deep. I can't believe how deep it feels in that spot. It's like you got like a machete or something, and you just like chopped it. That's exactly how it looks in certain angles with certain light. And then here's got like more like a modest flame. But overall, really good looking guitar. I literally just snatched it because I saw it in a picture once. Like most of us, I just wake up in the morning and I check Reverb or Sweetwater to see if there's any cool tops or whatever. And I found this one. I've been really happy that I found it. So why don't we just dive in and bore you with the specs? Okay, I love that the studios have like basically the real formula for a Les Paul, and they mean the mahogany body. And this only has two pieces. As you can see, there's a center seam, and they do a really good job hiding them as well. But if I show you like this angle, you can see like right there where they meet, and it's two pieces of the maple top too. Pretty okay book matched, I think. It looks really good. But again, Bourbon Burst is the color. I think it has a little bit of like reddish, and it's got a lot of like nice flame right here. I wish it was like a little bit more faded, the color, so that it could like shine through a little bit more. But I guess maybe with time that's gonna happen, because this is a true nitrocellulose finish. And I kind of want to say it didn't have any smell though when I got this. I don't know why. I'm pretty sure that's just like a little spray that they do in the case before they give it to you, and that's why these don't smell, because these don't come with the hard shell case. They come with the like soft hard shell kind of case that Gibson has. It's like pretty nice right here. And then of course that in this case it's a AA maple top, but in the regular studio it's not going to be a AA maple top, I don't think. Then we have the Tune-o-matic Nashville style bridge, and we have the stop bar tailpiece, and this doesn't have the locks in here, so when you're doing like your setup or like putting new strings, you have to make sure that you don't move this thing so that you don't change the action or the breakout angle or whatever, you know what I mean. All you guys are geekier than I am. I come to know, and I love that. You guys help me learn a lot more about guitars. Anyway, let's keep moving. We have two volumes, two tones. We can split it by putting coil tap. And honestly, that would be probably the most gimmicky part about this guitar. I feel like that coil split doesn't even sound like a coil split or a coil tap. So I don't know. I don't even know why they put it there, but whatever. That might be probably the only, let's say, gripe that I have with it. It makes no sense to have that. I wish it just had like a regular like 50s wiring or whatever, just like straight to the pots. But whatever, let's keep going. We got the 498T on the bridge, which is a very hot pickup. But I think it's still Alnico. It's not a ceramic. It sounds really nice. It's funny because it's a 13.8K resistance. It's not louder than the much more normal PAF 490R, which is I think maybe a 7.8 or 8, somewhere around there. But this is a lot louder on the neck. And the 498T, which you would think is going to be louder because it's like more output, it's really not, which is like very interesting to me. However, that 498T distorts really quickly. So you kind of like understand, okay, maybe it's got to do something with the inductance. Paul Reed Smith will probably tell you all about this. Beautiful rosewood fingerboard. It's got nice streaky like red things and chocolatey color. It's got those nice acrylic trapezoid inlays. That's something that I think falls short in this kind of Gibsons because it's a pretty expensive. I don't know. It's funny because in the market in the guitar market, you kind of lose perspective of reality a little bit because people call cheap something that is expensive, and then they call a good deal something that you think, wow, that is so expensive anyway. And in this case, this is like a budget Gibson, I guess. But it's still like a super expensive guitar, I think, for my kind of budget and probably most people's budgets. And the fact that they call this a budget and just like for that, they give you like acrylic perloid. And it's like, if you see it right here, it's a little bit dead looking. And one of the gripes that I have with the look of the inlay, even though I love the way, let's say I love the design and the idea behind it, I don't like that it seems to me like they use like a mediocre type of perloid. I mean, I hate to use that word, but it's just like very dull looking. You know what I'm trying to say? Or like they don't polish it. Something about it just doesn't click with me. It just doesn't feel right. And then it has like these lines from the tooling when they were cutting it or whatever. So it's like it feels very rough to me. And I feel like a guitar at this price, from probably the best guitar manufacturer in the world, I don't know, it kind of like leaves me like a bad flavor in the mouth. But I'm not here to bash Gibson because I love the guitar clearly, and all these things are just like nitpicky things that we just like to talk about because it's fun. And then we wouldn't have a video. I would just say, hey, this is a great guitar. If you have the budget for it, go buy it because it's a fun guitar to play. Anyway, let's go back. Really cool. Let me stop blubbing around. We have the Grover tuners. You all guys know these things. I don't even know what. But whatever, it's fun to say. Some of you might not know this. Anyway, we got the Grover tuners. Really great. Honestly, let's just hear a few sounds. Okay, first and foremost, let me do a little bit of a disclaimer because I have been using the same tone consistently in all these videos that I've been doing about guitars. Just so that we can actually hear the difference between the tones that you can get with the same amp rig and just a different guitar. So I digress. Let's go here. I have my volumes at 8.5 because that's how I can get a clean tone out of the amp that I'm using for clean tones in all the other tests. And I don't feel like it loses a lot of high end, but whatever, let's just go. Here we go. Middle position. Bridge. Now let's go to this faux sort of tap situation. Let's just start with the bridge. A little bit more apparent maybe on the bridge. Now let's do the middle pickup, the middle position with the bridge on the tap mode. Now let's split both in the middle position. I guess that has a little bit more quack than normal, but still nowhere near single coil sound. So don't get this guitar thinking that you're gonna get single coil sounds. Anyway, now let's try to do bridge on the full humbucker and then split neck. So anyway, there you have it. Like just like an idea. Let me strum a few notes and stuff like that so that we can hear. And like I said, the pickups are it feels hotter just because my amp has been dialed in, thinking about like Strats and PRS and Tellys and all different guitars. So I manage my gain structure with the volume on board. So let's just hear a few just open chords because I feel like that's what Maybe like a Les Paul would shine in this kind of thing. I don't know if you get that feeling, but as soon as I hear like this kind of tone, it's like I hear many songs that I've heard in my life. And that's what I like about having different guitars. Like you actually can get that experience. Let's hear the neck. Now let's go to the bridge. See, you know what I mean? Like all the tones are like, you just recognize them for some reason. Even though I'm not playing any like particular riff. And if I were to turn the volume all the way up in both pickups, let's start with the neck. Same kind of thing, same kind of like dynamics I'm going to be using in the pick. Let's go to the bridge. Way hotter, right? Now the middle. I don't even have an amp in front of me and the guitar was just going. You know, I can let it go and go, but it would be too boring. Let's go back again to like 8.5 in the volume. And then this is here again, that bridge, that middle position is just... so instantly recognizable, in my opinion. Anyway, let's try to hear a few distorted tones. Let me go change my amp. Okay, so now let's hear distortion on the bridge pickup. Middle position. Brilliant. Let's go to the neck. Really strong, really nice sounding. I'm not even gonna bother doing the coil tab because honestly, there's no reason to talk about the sound that I don't like, right? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't like it. That's it. Anyway, so there you have it. A few distorted tones. Let's just go back to the other guy and see a few conclusions about this beautiful guitar. Anyway, so as you can tell, I really like this guitar. It's, of course, it's got its caveats, and it's just funny because there's a bunch of things that probably most likely you would never like pick up your nose about or like have a gripe with if it was like a different kind of price point maybe, and that would be like the number one thing that I say brings drawbacks to the Gibson brand overall. Are they overpriced? I'm not sure. They're great guitars, they sound amazing, they look really great, they feel really nice to play, especially that slim 60s tapered neck shape. I always forget the neck shapes in the beginning, but that 60s neck basically, it's just really comfortable. They plug the frets, so you know you got a almost perfect setup. Of course, you do a little bit of an adjustment to your own preferences and everything, but it's just such a comfortable guitar. And I feel like overall, It's basically a standard without the binding. Maybe I think I've heard, and this is all hearsay, and I have no clue about what I'm talking about, but I've heard that they said that maybe like the maple cap is a little bit thinner than the maple cap on the standard, but I don't know. You tell me in the comments, please, and tell me if you like this video too, and make sure you give it a thumbs up. Anyway, it feels really great, you know, and when you find like a nice fretboard that really, I feel like the most important thing that I want to say, like the takeaway when you buy a Gibson guitar, is you have to buy it because you like it. I don't think there's a real way that you can wrap your head around the fact that it's so expensive for what it is. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's a great guitar. It sounds killer. Do they really have to be that expensive? I mean, do you really have to pay $3 grand for a standard right now? To me, that sounds a little bit bonkers. That you have to pay that much for a guitar. Is it really that much better than everybody else? You tell me. But the thing is that when you go to realize that, yeah, the brand has like this cult following, and every single time they release a new guitar that you and I may be thinking that it's overpriced, it just like sells out in a minute. You know what I mean? Like, people are really hungry for these kind of guitars. And I think that if you are in a position to give yourself the luxury of getting that guitar, do it. If it's your only guitar and you're like a blues guy or like a rock guy and you love it, go for it. You know what I mean? Do it. But I feel like it's more a luxury than it is an actual tool. And I'm talking about like standards and customs and all that kind of stuff. But because in terms of playability and sound, you have great sound because you have great pickups in this guitar. You have great construction. It sounds really great. I feel like I've heard a lot about, I don't know anything about Gibson before 2019, but I know that in this new run of guitars, they've been doing a great job, and I can definitely tell you that they have, because there's all these myths about, for example, like how the G string goes out of tune and all these things. I had never had problems with this guitar. Tuning stability is almost perfection. I can leave the guitar like hanging in like for a week in the stand and not play it at all, and then I pick it up. It's pretty in tune. Probably, I would say, arguably, out of all these guitars that I have here, it might be the one that holds tuning the best out of a long period of time. That and the Ultra, I think that they're really great. And of course, a Telly is a Telly, man. What can I say about a Telly? Video about my Telly coming soon too. So you better subscribe. Anyway, can you fault it, Les Paul? Not as a guitar. It's a great guitar. You feel really nice when you play it. I like to say that the best guitars are the sticky guitars because they stick in your hands and you can stop playing them. And I feel like every time I'm playing a Gibson Les Paul, that's exactly the feeling that I get. Do I get that feeling any less with the Studio? Not at all. Not at all. I mean, of course, it's nice to have like the diamond inlay and that kind of stuff. I mean, it's great, and have like a marvelous 5A top or whatever. Yeah, that'd be great. But those are all luxuries. I feel like if you need a Gibson Les Paul sound, a Gibson Les Paul feel, and you want it as a tool, a Studio is a great place to start. I would probably, and that's what I'm probably going to end up doing, taking that PCB out just so that you can get rid of like those like push-pulley knobs, because honestly, they do nothing for me. I would just much rather go to my PRS for a single coil tone, or like a P90-ish tone, or like to my actual Strats or Tellys to get single coil sound. But I feel like if you're looking for a versatile guitar, this may not be it. Unless you might be like in maybe like the Americana genres, like, you know, like close to like bluesy, rocky, boomer kind of rock. Maybe it's a great guitar for you. But if you want to do a little bit more, maybe you don't have enough sounds in this guitar. And that's just me being honest. But if you want that Gibson tone, it has it on spades, and I played it on record after record, and I feel amazing every time I play it. It sounds killer. I love it. And nothing to fault it. So there you have it. Remember, like if you like this video, definitely subscribe, stay warm, stay safe, go to the comment section down below and let me know what you think. Other than that, I'm out.